There's a certain man, an educated yank. He is big and strong and would like a Sherman tank. The funnies look at him with terror and with fear, but to science chicks he is such a lovely dear. He can preach evolution like a preacher, full of ecstasy and fire. And he also is the kind of teacher women do admire. Rah, 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 undisputed megastar. There is a cat who knows what is what. Rah, 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 cut through all the blah, blah, blah. Colossal brain and totally hot. Creationists and has them on their knees. In affairs of science he is quite the man to please. His bird might drive him out with a headache making squawk, but that won't stop him when he wants to talk the talk. For the scientist he is a hero, they admire the bits he's done. But the fun is a lot for him is zero, he has struck them done. Rah, 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 undisputed megastar. There is a cat that knows what is what. Rah, 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 cut through all the blah, blah, blah. Colossal brain and totally hot.
Still, Dawkins has about 403 decades of Brontosaurus. Shut up, bird!
Gives rise to jealous lust in the supermodel ranks, and it's always nicely brushed. He glares at you with a passion in his eyes, but he makes such sense that he gets you mesmerized. If you tell him God created mankind in 4000 BCE, he will take you by the throat and shake you metaphorically. Undisputed megastar. There is a cat who knows what is what. Rah, 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 cut through all the blah, blah, blah. Colossal brain and totally hot. Rah, 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 undisputed megastar. There is a cat who knows what is what. Rah, 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 cut through all the blah, blah, blah. Colossal brain and totally hot. Oh, those scientists.
Okay, so thank you to Antediluvian for that. I think it is priceless and ageless. It always makes me chuckle. I've just got notification. You may recall that in the promotional video I did, I indicated there was going to be a live debate between the Reverend Ernest Poe and Aaron. I've just got information that the Reverend Ernest Poe is struggling for time, so we're going to have to do that debate first. And what I'm going to do, because a lot of you obviously know Aaron and many of you may not know the Reverend Ernest Poe, so I'm going to play a video of his. And then I'm going to get both of them on a Skype call. Now, for the sake of fairness for the debate, what will happen is that I won't actually bring either of on as a co-host, because I have two co-hosts, so I'll just have a picture of them, but you will be able to hear them on Skype. Now, what I'm going to have to do that is unplug my headphones so you can actually hear it from the other computer. So I hope it's all going to work. But before we get to that stage, let's familiarise ourselves with the Reverend Ernest Poe. As I say, a lot of you probably are not familiar with him. Oh, hang on, let me just change my mic before I bring him on. So this is a video that he posted some months ago.
My brothers and faithful friends, one of the many things never to be heard from the evolutionist is any sort of naturalistic explanation for the origins of sex. These so-called scientists have explained it to me many times, but I have never heard it, and I assure you, I never will. For as vile and disgusting and corrupted and expensive as the sins of the flesh invariably are, they must be taken as a divine gift of a wholly unnatural origin. For what is the sense of a bunch of molecules gathering together to manifest themselves into the shape of a man with everything that makes a man if there is no one yet for him to lust after? For a man to have sexual reproductive organs and yet no one for him to reproduce with is not an intelligent design. To regard sexual reproduction as animal biology and chemistry and psychology is to deprive humanity of its rightful position as the center and the purpose for the existence of everything. These scientists, they may be able to prove their point beyond reasonable doubt, but nothing can survive unreasonable doubt. You may have reasons to believe the things that you do, but I have one reason not to believe you. I don't want to. You could not prove gravity to someone like me. What would you do? Drop something? You couldn't prove to us gravity pulled it down. It could just as well have been an angel pushing it. It's mind over matter. If I don't mind, it don't matter. Then it's possible to deny anything if you need to believe something else bad enough. Don't merely say you believe in divine miracles. Assert your convictions. Even if you don't know what the topic of the conversation is, if it regards the mysteries of the universe, simply state flatly and proudly, as a matter of fact, I already know all the answers. And I don't need to think about it, and I'm not going to have to take no test to prove it either. That is the power of faith.
Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, I was just trying to find a still image to post, and it appears that one that I had in mind. There we go. So, as I say, in the sake of fairness, I'm not going to have either of them as a host, but I am going to now try and introduce them to you. It's going to involve me, as I say, having to unplug my speakers to have them both on at the same time. They're both on Skype. Firstly, Reverend Poe, are you with us?
I'm here.
And Aaron, are you with us?
How you doing? I'm here.
Okay. Now, I understand that you've decided that you, Aaron, are going to begin the debate with a short statement, and then the Reverend is going to respond to that. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Aaron, can I invite you to make your opening statement then, please?
All right. Thank you. I'll just go ahead and start right in. Faith, as I've stated numerous times in numerous ways in numerous videos, is not just an unwavering belief without evidence, but often unwavering belief in spite of the evidence. And it disturbs me more and more that in today's world faith is still upheld as a virtue, as if it were a good thing to believe in things for which there is no evidence, regardless of any observations. Some even take it a step further and begin to substitute faith for knowledge, as if it were somehow the same thing. Well, for me, I think it has always come down to integrity. I was raised to be an honest man, and I feel it would be a disservice to myself and a disservice to those who raised me to go around proclaiming knowledge that I simply did not and could not have. So before I blather on endlessly, repeating the same things myself and many others have said repeatedly over and over, let me conclude by saying that blind faith has no place in today's technologically advanced world. It's okay to say, I don't know, but we're trying to find the answers. And that's all.
Okay, Reverend, your opening statement.
Right, well, let me adjust this thing. My brothers and faithful friends, Mr. Aaron Ra criticizes faith for being blind, but that's like criticizing a rabbit for having long ears. Of course faith is blind. God himself said it should be. The book of John chapter 20 verse 29 said, "Blessed are those who did not see and yet believe." These heathen scientists have been corrupted by the idea that if anyone sees the same, that if everyone sees the same thing, then you should see it too. But we will not be fooled by evidence, because we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. 2 Corinthians 4:18. These so-called scientists think that if no one else can see the things that only you do, then maybe you don't see it either. But faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. God himself said so in Hebrews 11:1. Kirk Cameron, the famous intellectual circumventor, provides us with the definition of blind faith. I believe something, even though there is no evidence to support it. But evolutionists say they've got all the evidence and they can't even be sure what they're looking at. They hypothesize and theorize, and whatever they say, they want other scientists to check over and test everything they might believe. But Matthew 4:7 says, "You shall not put the Lord your God to death." That's according to the New American Standard Bible. The same verse in the Old American.
I'm sorry, Reverend, your volume seems to have dropped.
Can you hear me now?
Do you want to pray to the Lord for a more powerful microphone?
Am I coming in loud and clear?
You're coming in loud and clear now, Reverend.
Thank you.
I can't believe what I'm hearing, but it's coming through.
As I was saying, Matthew 4:7 says, "You shall not put the Lord your God to the test." And that's according to the New American Standard Bible. The same verse in the Old American Standard Bible reads, "Thou shalt not make a trial of the Lord thy God," meaning that we ought to be satisfied that his word is incorruptible and will never change. Evolutionists think that if you hear voices no one else can hear, that there's something wrong with you, and not
over time, or put more simply, that evolution is the study of how living things change over time. Would you then deny that living things can and does happen?
Reverend?
Well, faith is a belief system, a systematic belief. We must believe it systematically, and whatever challenges our beliefs, we must execrate automatically. We don't have to believe that we are animals. It doesn't matter how you define it. We don't have to believe we're going to die. We don't have to believe any evident reality, because reality is whatever you believe it is. So believe it is whatever you want it to be. And if you want to believe that it's something better, why, you can right on ahead. If believing is wrong, I don't want to be right. So I prefer to believe that I'm right.
How do you manage to breathe with so much bullshit in your throat? This is the kind of blatant dishonesty that is so characteristic of creationists and fundamentalists. The question was, now that evolution is properly explained to you in place of some strawman understanding, can you still honestly deny that evolution takes place?
That's for you, Reverend.
I think I can explain it thusly. Early in my ministry, overwhelmed by the feeling of joy, this natural euphoria. But he let doubt creep into his mind. And he asked me, how do I know that this really is the power of Jesus and not a delusion, a demon, or the influence of some other god? I grabbed the boy by the shoulders the same way a proud father would embrace his son, and with a beaming smile I told him, just tell yourself it's Jesus until you believe it.
Just answer the question, yes or no. Just answer. Do you deny evolution even after it's explained to you? Can you just answer yes or no?
I have come into this forum, the very defender of faith. I will defend my faith against these satanic pagans with their dark cloaks and their sinister stares. They're not devil. That's why they look medieval and flirt with witches, playing Dungeons and Dragons and listening to the devil's music.
Can I pause you there, Reverend? You don't seem to have answered the question. It was put fairly simply to you. Can you answer yes or no? Do you deny evolution?
Just answer yes or no.
I did. If you...
No, you didn't, Reverend.
Just answer yes or no.
To me that it's wrong.
Just answer yes or no.
Well, all right. Well, stop, gentlemen. We're going to try and keep this civilised. So can I invite you, please, to perhaps take questions from the comments? Has anyone got a question for either the Reverend or Aaron? When was the last time you were late, Reverend? Is the first question that's come up.
I have never been laid to rest. I never will be. For I will not experience, I will not even taste of death, but will live on. The rest of you, all right?
You're being asked, Reverend, what God is the God that you are referring to?
The only God.
Which is?
Which God is that?